Psalm 127, verse 3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. Obviously, we know that God gave us our children. It's a miracle that our bodies were able to carry and birth in whatever way, or adopt, or foster. They are all wonderful gifts from the Lord, and we know that we could never do it without him. But that doesn't make it easy. In 1 Thessalonians 5:16, it says to give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus. Now, if children are a gift, and God said my will for you is to give thanks, then all day long we should just be thanking God for the responsibility of caring for these wonderful children. But it's not that easy, because this world is not in the habit of giving thanks. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds." The patterns of this world say victim mentality. Your life is so hard now that you're a parent. Like, you deserve all of this extra special treatment because your life is just so hard. This all is happening to you. The patterns of this world say hurry, impatience. The patterns of this world say, come down hard on your children so that they will learn that they cannot cross you, they cannot mess with you. But the renewing of your mind says we live with the fruits of the Spirit: patience, love, joy, thankfulness, giving thanks in all circumstances. So this has to be a transformation, right? Starting with the renewing of our mind. That means that we need to be thinking the thoughts of God. It's not easy. I've been preparing for this. I've been praying about this. I've been really in the season of motherhood where I'm thinking about my thoughts for almost 4 years now. And my mind is not all the way renewed. I am still being sanctified. So it's a process, but God is faithful to help us along in this process. I'm going to give you a few examples. So your child is sitting at the breakfast table, and they have a cup of milk and a bowl of cereal. And they keep trying to stand on the chair. And you're like, please sit down. Sit down. Sit down. You are going to spill your milk. But of course, the child is really excited about something. The child is not listening. And so they spill the milk all over the floor. The patterns of this world tell us, yell at them. Tell them, that's why I told you that you need to be sitting down. Of course you spilled the milk. That's why we sit down at the table. But if Jesus was sitting at the table with your child, would he be saying that? Probably not, because God is a God of second chances. And he would say, I see that you spilled your milk. Let's clean it up, and let's talk about how we could have done that differently. Because forgiveness is more important than being right. That is the renewing of our mind. And it's hard, because in the moment, all of your physical being, all of your flesh says, I told you so. Why didn't you listen to me? But Jesus says, first we love, first we have patience, first we have kindness, and then we can teach from that foundation. Now, in order to do this, you can't just do it by yourself. You need a community of believers to come with you, other parents who understand, who can help encourage you. But that can easily turn into a complaining fest. So there are two ways that you can voice your problems to your friends. to people doing life with you, you can say, I cannot believe that my son will not go to the potty. And I tell him, I know that he needs to go to the potty. I can see it in his body language. I tell him to do it, and he does not do it. He just keeps having accidents all the time. Why can he not understand this? Especially if your child's listening, that mindset is telling him and telling you he can't do it. It's telling him, I will never get this. And you're telling yourself that. What's a lot different is saying, I am struggling with teaching my son how to listen to his body and go to the bathroom. And I'm struggling to have patience with him when he doesn't. Then, when your son hears that, he is hearing, I'm learning how to go to the bathroom. I'm being taught. And my mom wants to have patience with me. And what you're hearing is, I need to work on myself and my patience, and I need to think of some strategies for teaching him. This whole mindset is going to propel you forward so that now you're not just stuck in the, this isn't working, but you're trying to find solutions together with your community that you're talking to. Now, it can be a fine line, and there's nothing wrong with venting, as long as your venting is honestly trying to find a solution or trying to find peace in the mess. So it's hard to find, but when a community of women comes together and finds that balance and helps each other, it can be a really encouraging place. Now, one thing that I struggle with a lot is the pattern of this world that says, hurry. You've got to be on time to things, and so you've got to rush your children, or like, we have to get to bedtime, so we have to clean this up right now. Now, what I've found, and education research supports this as well, especially early childhood education, you have two options. You can choose a power struggle, and you can choose to slow down and have fun, especially with things like cleaning up, getting our shoes on, walking down the stairs, getting in the car. Transitions that are routine and routinely difficult, you can choose clean up now, clean up now. I told you 15 times to clean up that mess. Or, I'm putting away the blue ones. What color are you going to start with? I think that we can clean up in just one song. Do you think we can clean this whole mess up before the cleanup song's over? Or, I am going to walk down the stairs today like a princess. What are you going to walk down the stairs today like? And when you slow down and have fun, then, first of all, you're modeling the fruit of the Spirit, joy. You're modeling patience. You're modeling gentleness, because Lord knows I am not gentle when I'm choosing the power struggle and they're fighting against me. And you're going to enjoy your children, because children are a heritage from the Lord and offspring, a reward from Him. You're going to see the world through their childlike wonder by shaping that wonder into moving in the direction that you need to move. And you're going to have a renewed mindset. And it's going to be easier than the power struggle, because they're going to actually listen better. It doesn't feel easier in the moment when you're frustrated and you're thinking, I just need them to do this. It doesn't feel easier to swallow that and say, let's make this a game. But I promise, in the end, it actually will be easier because they're going to actually do it. This is the hardest thing to work on, because children know how to push our buttons. They know exactly what's going to make us frustrated, or it feels like they do. And we expect so much from them because we love them so much. But God is faithful to renew our minds as we work towards the transformation that He has for us, as we practice the fruits of the Spirit. And as we find ourselves thinking, I can't believe they did that, switching it to, this is an opportunity for me to model the fruits of the Spirit for them. This is an opportunity for me to show them what to do when we get frustrated. Instead of yelling, I'm going to forgive and teach. Instead of choosing the power struggle, I'm going to have a game with them. This is an opportunity to show them how much I love them, even when they make a mistake. And it's hard, but it's worth it. And we are all still working on it. No one is perfect. But each step that we take towards this, we learn how to give thanks in all circumstances. And then we feel more and more how much our children are a heritage and a reward and a gift.